Hey. How many couples do we have in the room? Just one couple.
Zach and Candace.
Zach and Candace? How long have you been together?
7.5 years.
7.5 years, that's great. That's wonderful. I was married for 14 years. My wife, Debbie, she recently passed away from cancer. That makes me a widower. If you're a woman, you're a widow. If you're a man, you're a widower. Get the extra ER. I was trying to decide why. I think it has something to do with sexual inequality. You know? And actually, if you do the math, it actually works out that the woman gets about 30% less letters. And so in that respect, it's kind of right on, right? It's kind of like right on the nose. Me and Dad, we were together for 16 years. We had a really solid foundation. We loved each other very much. It was a foundation that was built on our mutual hatred of camping and Canadians. It was really wonderful. We could come home, we could talk about anything, you know, and we never fought, we never argued, and we could always be like, you know, at least we're not like Zach and Candace. So, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but things were going so good in my life and work and everything that I felt like something bad had to happen. Something bad was going to happen. I didn't know what it was. And then it happened. So Debbie had been having some headaches for about 5 days, and they were getting progressively worse. And I was at work, and she gave me a call. She said, I'm at emergency, and they did a CT scan, and they found a mass in my brain. So I instantly left work, and I went to the hospital. I went to emergency. And when I got there, what I learned was all doctors have Asperger's. They may be like, you know, the best in their field, but they have absolutely no human skills. And you know, they just assume that you know everything, you know? And so I see the doctor, and he's like, your wife has stage 4 cancer. And I say, well, is that good? And he's like, sir? And I say, well, AA has 12 steps. IKEA's furniture has about 110 steps. Baskin-Robbins has 31 flavors. The Star Wars movies have 7 episodes. The Hobbit should have only been 1, but it was 6 hours too long. You know, DEFCON 1 is bad. And is it like, you know, does my wife's cancer go to 11? And he says, well, sir, there's only 4 stages in cancer, and 4 is the worst. So it's basically 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're dead. And I said, so what I'm hearing is that if you count death, technically there's 5 stages, so it's not that bad. So she's going in for brain surgery, and I say, Doc! I'm trying to do Marty. I say, Doc! Is she going to remember me when she comes out of surgery? And he goes, oh, well, you know, it's the cerebellum. I said, what? And he goes, well, it's the cerebellum. It's only really used for balance. I'm like, only? He's like, yeah, really, its main use is balance, and then, breathing, heart rate, consciousness. That's a lot of onlys. And he goes, oh, but as long as she doesn't have a heart attack and she's breathing, she'll remember you. Okay. So they tell me that the surgery is going to be at least 6 hours, and that I should just leave because there's nothing I can do. and that it would be good for me to go eat something, clear my head, you know. He said, you're going to spend a lot of time in the hospital anyway, so you might as well get out of here while you can. And so I went for a car drive, and I did the worst fucking thing you can ever do, which is turn on the radio. Because every fucking song was about death. It didn't matter what station I changed it to, it was all death all the time. It was knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Don't fear the reaper. Them bones. Live fast, die young. It's dying young. So I went to the mall, and I was walking through the mall, and I was kind of in a daze. And a friend sees me, and I haven't seen this friend in a while. And he sees me, he's like, hey, Michael, how you doing? Now, I want to know, how many times a day do you ask somebody how you're doing? And how many times do you expect to get, like, a real, true answer? So I look at him and I say, my wife has cancer. She's having a golf ball-sized tumor removed from her brain right now as we speak. I'm a little shaky. And I could tell he wasn't expecting this answer. And I could tell because I looked at his face. You know? And not only was his face like, his feet tried to go in 2 different directions. He said, oh my God, I am so sorry. There's a 2-for-1 sale at Nordstrom's. I have to go. So, Deb, you know, she got out of the surgery, and we went through radiation. We had many treatments of chemo, and there came a point when we could tell that things, you know, weren't going too well. And there were signs. I should have figured it out. I should have seen it. I remember the day that she asked me, Michael, do you want to go camping with the very nice Canadians down the road? I should have seen that. I remember the week before she passed, she looked at me and she said, Michael, whatever happens, don't become the old man from Up. So she ended up passing. And I remember I was putting together a, you know, kind of a celebration of life slideshow. I was putting all the photos together, and my mom came in and she was like, how's it going? I was like, well, let's take a look. Let's just watch it. I think the photos are good, but I'm just kind of adding the music that Deb really liked into it, and so I hit play, we're watching it. And about the second song comes up, and it's this Eminem song, Hello, I'm, all the names of the Eminem songs sound the same to me. Anyways, I don't know if you remember that one. You know, it's a good song, I liked it, Debbie really loved it, but if you remember the lyrics, they're really horrible. You know? And it's like, midway through the song, my mom looks at me and she's like, you're not gonna play that song, are you? And I said, well, yeah, Deb really liked it. And she said, no, you can't play that song. It says suck my dick in it. And I was like, but Deb really likes it. She really liked that song. And my mom was like, no, you don't understand. It's a celebration. You can't have that song. It can't say suck my dick. Fuck is okay. Motherfucker. Fuck her, but not suck my dick. And I tried to explain to my mom that Eminem doesn't have any songs where he doesn't say suck my dick. I ended up swapping it out for a Linkin Park song. And my mom was like, she was like, this is much better, I like this group. I like how angry he is. So, you know, after someone passes, someone who's so close to you passes, I think a lot about death, and I think about all the ways that it's been represented in movies and how we see it. You know, what's real, what's true, what's not. I don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody's ever going to know. And the one thing that I'm sure of is I hope my wife isn't watching me, Because since she's passed, I've been like fucking super horny. Like a 13-year-old boy. But I do wonder, I think, you know, is she like Patrick Swayze? Is she still in the house? Is she watching me? You know? Is she just waiting for me to make pottery? Thank you very much.